What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So after playing for a little bit, I was kind of thinking to myself, I was like, each plant kind of is like its mirror zombie. Like there's like an opposite zombie that's just kind of relates to this character. And obviously opposite around, zombies, plants, you know. But in today's video, I'll be showing you guys what I think, like what characters relate to each other and why I think that. And what like similarities they have. But if you guys enjoy the video, make sure you like and subscribe with the bell so you don't miss any awesome videos. And let's get into the video. So there are 7 plants and then 7 zombies. So it does work out pretty easily. But we'll start on the plant side, of course. So starting off the Citron. And you know, Citron obviously a lot of health. Really good character, of course. But the zombie that I think most resembles this one is gonna have to be All-Star. And now there's a couple of reasons why. And now first reason why I would say is because of the health. Now they both are like 200 HP and it's obviously crazy. They have a lot of HP. And now that's kind of the main reason why. But the second main reason why was their primary. And I think they both have a pretty similar primary, being one of like the faster and more like just straight primaries. Not like really any, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like they both have infinite ammo, of course, that's one similarity. And then they both are kind of like lasers. I mean, like the Citron's basically a laser, but the All-Star it's sort of like a laser because how fast it shoots with like his minigun almost. So I kind of thought they were pretty similar because the health and like their primary, I thought they were like, you know. So I think that Citron is most like an All-Star. And guys, these will all just be base characters because any other sort of like other character just really doesn't work out anywhere else. I think it would be kind of hard to place those. So the Citron definitely most is just like an All-Star. So next will be the Rose. And this one was a pretty hard one because I was going, there's 2 things for this one. It's either the Engineer or the Imp. And here's why. So the Engineer and the Rose are both able to build teleporters and turf takeover. And they both kind of have like a stun grenade. So they are pretty similar, like in that sort of way. But I just really didn't think that the Engineer and the Rose were really that similar, because they're both kind of like, I don't know, the Engineer is pretty fatter and slower and the Rose is pretty, you know, quicker. So I kind of think that the Rose is more like an Imp, and the reason for that is because that the Imp, it has like the same primary almost. They both have really fast primaries, and I just feel like they were just more pretty similar than an Engineer. And the main reason for that is just gonna be the primary. Both have almost the same primary, same like fire rate. Obviously Rose has a humming, Imp doesn't, but that's not really like the really important right now. I just kind of thought these were the most similar. That's really it. So next up's the Corn, and the Corn was pretty easy in my opinion. It's definitely gonna be the Foot Soldier. Reason for that is they both have a similar primary, which is like just kind of like an AR, if you will, and they both have a similar health. I think the Corn definitely has more health. There's no doubt about that. So the Corn does have more health, but I think that they have the same primary, same sort of abilities, like with the like rocket launcher, the ZPG, and then obviously he has like his Corn launcher, the Shutter Shock. He obviously can like launch up in the air, and then the Foot Soldier does also have his rocket launcher that he can launch with. So this one was pretty easy for me. They're both really similar. Then we got the Pea Shooter, and this was another hard one. This was also the Imp and the Engineer. So if we're in terms of primaries, I'm gonna stick with that. This one's definitely gonna be the Engineer because they both sort of have like their like explosive shot to them, where like you know, the splash damage, it does more when you actually hit them. It's like an explosion kind of. So in terms of primary, I thought these two were pretty similar. But now I'm also gonna go to the different part, which is gonna be the Engineer, which is gonna kind of be like abilities and like movement. So for movement purposes, I'm definitely gonna go like this one would probably be the Engineer or the Imp. So besides primary, like get primary out of here, primary doesn't matter. This is definitely most likely the Imp because of how fast it kind of moves. It is a faster character in the game, and it does have its hyper mode. And then obviously with the Rose in terms of abilities, this one would probably be the Engineer because they both have a stun grenade. They can both build a teleporters and turf takeover. So these two are pretty hard for me, but I'm gonna have to go off. I'm gonna go off primaries. So Rose is Imp, Pea Shooter's Engineer. So moving on, we go to the Choppers, and I feel like this one was more of the easier side for me. It's definitely going to be the Super Brains, and obviously this one, it's pretty simple. Like if you don't really know what's wrong with you, like both are melee characters. They both like rely on like obviously punching or chopping, so that's like a pretty easy one. And I kind of see like the Burrow and the like Super Kick are pretty similar for movement. You can either use it for movement or obviously on an opponent. So that's one thing pretty similar. The goop and like the ball that the Super Brain shoots out, I mean, they're kind of similar. But overall, I just kind of thought these were pretty similar for being both melee characters. High damage outputs as well. The Chomper and the Super Brains are pretty close related in my opinion. And are definitely like, they go against each other. Like I kind of like would rather push off a Super Brain instead of Chomper rather than fighting it myself. So I know a Chomper can probably take one down. Moving on to the Sunflower. And this one is obviously going to be pretty obvious for me. It's easily the Scientist. And reason for that, obviously, they can both heal people. I feel like the Sunflower is definitely more of a support than the Scientist because it does have its 2 support abilities. Which, I mean, you can switch to one on the Scientist. So I kind of take that back. But just off default is what we're going to go with. I would say Sunflower is more support. But they do kind of have different primaries, which can be pretty difficult. But I really didn't see a primary that really matched the Scientist. So I'm kind of like throwing that out of here. So Sunflower and Scientist are pretty similar due to their healing factors. And I'm sure it's pretty obvious. I'm sure you guys already expected this one. And moving on to the Cactus, the last one. And I'm sure you guys all probably know what this one's going to be. I mean, of course, it is obviously the last zombie. The pirate. And reason for that is they're both sniper characters. And they actually have a lot similar to them. So both sniper characters, they both have like their drones. Obviously the pirates being the parrot, Cactus, the onion. So that in that way they're similar. And the other two don't really match that well. But I do feel that the Cactus and the pirate are really both similar with having one similar ability. And this almost practically the same Scientist. They are meant to go against each other being both sniper characters. So pairing these two was definitely really easy. And I really didn't find an issue with these. Well, that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe with the bell so you don't miss any more awesome videos. And I'll see you guys in the next video.